This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. This is an ongoing show where we talk a little bit about everyone's favorite MOBA-style battle game. Unfortunately, this is another news light week, guys, so we're going to be kind of skimming over some red posts and maybe speculating ourselves a little bit.
Keep in mind that this is the weekend for E3, so there might be stuff announced either on the floor or tandem outside of it as news posts on their main website at any given time. So keep in mind we're working off what we got.
Yeah, Riot's been a little flaky with some events. I mean, they like to show up at PAX, and then they don't like to show up at E3. They like to release things at European developer conferences, and then sometimes at American ones. They're really flaky, so it's hard for us to say what's going to come out.
One of our biggest viewed videos was the E3 2011 with Yorick's, Leona, and
what was the third guy?
Yorick, Leona.
Skarner. It was Skarner. So, I mean, they've done stuff in the past, but last year they didn't do anything.
I'm wondering it's because they don't get enough attention there, or it's just not a good venue for a game that's already existing that needs updates. Because Blizzard doesn't go to E3 anymore.
Nintendo doesn't go to E3 anymore.
Yeah, and neither does Konami. So
that's weird.
Oh well. Back on track here. We got a lot of red posts, a lot of speculative stuff, and kind of some interesting news as far as the servers coming up and down, and
yeah, the EU servers have been really flaky lately. So
and the Korean ones too.
Really,
the Korean ones. We'll get into that in a little while here, but the first big thing that came out was a bunch of new bundles.
Yeah, this came out kind of with the promotional stuff that came out for the Taipei Assassins.
Yeah, when they extended the time for the Taipei Assassin skin to be bought, they also came out with a bunch of reworks to bundles, as well as a couple new bundles for a short amount of time.
The Commando bundle is 50% off, which is a great deal. It also comes with the Champions, however, it is a slightly increased cost if you need that. So a couple of grab bag bundles with some interesting skins in there.
We'll kind of go through them here really quick. The first big bundle that they changed was the Champions bundle. They replaced who is in the bundle and what comes inside of it. So the first thing they did was they replaced Sivir with Nunu, or Sivir will be replacing Nunu. Hunter Sivir will now be included, and minimum flexible bundle price is $9.75.
In the Digital Collector's bundle, Nunu will now replace Sivir, and Riot Points and the Tier 3 runes have been removed, and the total cost has been reduced. The minimum cost is $9.75 as well.
Yeah, the Digital Collector's pack is kind of outdated, because, there's no real reason to have runes as a part of the bundle.
Yeah, and there's no reason to have the Riot Points either. I mean, if you want the points, you'll just buy them.
Yeah, and you're already putting Riot Points into the game. So.
If I recall properly, I believe I got the Digital Collector's Pack back in the day, and those runes were actually helpful when I finally got to use them. But
now they're,
Yeah, I mean, I had to get to level 21 to use them. It was a drag.
Yeah. So we already mentioned it, the Commando bundle's half off. If you don't know who's the Commandos, it's Garen, Lux, Galio, Jarvan, and Zhao.
The Demacian 5.
Yeah. So if you don't have the skin or you want to have a theme team, definitely that's the bundle to pick up. The grab bag one is 30% off. It's the price is down below. It includes Deep Terror Thresh, Eye Blitzcrank, and Astro Nautilus, and it comes with the Champions as well.
For a slightly increased cost in Riot Points.
The Damsels Causing Distress bundle, it's 25% off, including Lysandra, Syndra, Diana, Zyra, and Ahari. Next up is the All-Star bundle. That one went to 50% off for this before the bundle is gone, and it comes with Resistance Caitlyn, Hillbilly Gragas, Debonair Jace, Mecha Kha'Zix, and Wicked Lulu. This is to celebrate the Koreans winning the All-Star match, and that is the team comp with the skins.
Nice. Mecha Kha'Zix, Debonair Jace, and Wicked Lulu are all very solid skins, so I think that's a great bundle.
And the fact that Hillbilly Gragas was there just to troll China makes it even sweeter. But all the prices are going to be down below in our little new sidebar thingy, so if you guys are interested in it, check that out.
Hooray!
Hooray! Any of these really appeal to you at all?
The one I might get...
Grab Bag is the only one I'm really interested in.
Grab Bag is the only one, because but at the same time, I don't really want the Blitzcrank skin.
Because you have Hot Red Blitzcrank.
I have Hot Rod.
See, I have Blitzcrank, and I have all those champions, but the thing is, though, I already have Thresh, and I would love to have the Nautilus, and I would like to have the Blitzcrank one.
But thankfully, because of the flex cost, that is factored out when you purchase it.
That's a good point. And is it sad that I just understood the joke of grab bag? How they all have the poles?
Yes, it is sad that you...
I thought it was just random characters.
Ooh.
That would be kind of nice to have a grab bag, like, random half-off skin.
You just put riot points and it gives you a random skin for half off.
Yeah.
Or it could be just like, hey, pay like $7.50. You could get any random skin. Could be a legendary.
Or
it could
two random skins. Something to make it worth the...
No, it'd be really interesting. $7.50, any skin that's ever been released, even retired skins.
That would be, like, people would be chilling money at that.
Oh, you'd make so much cash.
I love random factoring into stuff. Like...
People would complain about it, but you don't have to buy it.
It's not like it's not replacing the fact that you can buy it. It's like it gives you a chance to get an older skin, and it's just kind of the luck of the draw. Luck of the draw is always fun.
The only thing that I think they would have to do
is factor in your champions.
Is say because if you buy every skin that's currently available, you have a ton of cash, you buy every skin. If you do that, you would only have a chance to get skins that have been discontinued. So they'd have to find a way to counter that. Like, you can only random until you have, like, 50% of the total skins or something.
Yeah, limiting it's probably a bad part to it. It's probably not going to happen. But that's something you could consider and put it on the forums and see what they think.
Either way.
That's a moneymaker, right?
Indeed.
Spastic Gaming, copyright 2013.
Copyright, yes, of course. Another big topic that's been on the forums, well, the big topic that's been on the forums, has been a lot of talk about reworks. This is particular about champions like Victor, Shyvana, and Xerath. A lot of people have been pushing for Akali and Irelia as well, but Riot has kind of said those champions are doing okay. So we're not too worried about them. They're more worried about champions in playable positions.
Yeah, they're Akali and Irelia are at the point where they're extremely powerful or not powerful enough that they can't re-root at full balance. And they've said that while that they're a problem, they're not high priority. And if you did want to rework, it's not going to be like tweaks. It's either going to be a full kit change or nothing at all.
Yeah, because numbers change have not worked on these champions that have far too much potential with their abilities. Either way, the main things they're talking about was Xerath. They want to make rooting himself more rewarding. They want to give him more...
reason to.
Well, not... People like rooting with Xerath. They like doing it, but you don't get much damage out of Xerath.
No.
And people are kind of sick of the whole, alright, I got to DPS him down. I go in Q, 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 R, 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 R. They kind of want to have really sort of long cooldown, hard-hitting abilities. And they're debating that right now.
Because that's like the main problem. We talked about this when we reviewed him. Xerath's power comes from poking. And most mages that you play middle lane are very high-power aggressive. So if you're going against a high-aggressive like mage like Lux, LeBlanc, something like that, they're going to be throwing down everything they have at you while you're just going to kind of be sitting back. And you're not even able to, even with like a full build, you're not fully able to clear lanes.
You can't clear lanes.
Even rooted, it's just... Yeah. So they really need to either up the cooldown, give him more power, or give him like a better passive. Because honestly, his passive right now is crap.
Yeah, it's a little bit. So
you had an idea for one you were telling me earlier.
Well, I mean, it would play into his kit where if he wasn't moving, he would gain a percentage of his move speed as ability power. I mean, kind of similar to Hecarim, except whereas Hecarim you want to be running at targets. Xerath, if you slow down. If you say, okay, I'm going to root myself, or I'm going to stop for a few seconds and cast, maybe it could be something like, for every 1 second that you stand still, you get 10% of your movement as ability power.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, that can be very regulated, because Xerath is not a fast champion. He already has a base speed, and you can already calculate how much move speed he can cap as a caster if he's going to get Phantom Blade, or not Phantom Blade, which one's the blade with the move speed stuff. I can't remember. But there's only
it used to be on Lichbane.
Yeah, Lichbane.
It's not anymore, though.
That's what I figured. I'm like, is it on Lichbane? But there's certain items for casters that you use. You got the boots.
Then you could start to see some kind of crazy builds like boots of mobility plus 15% move speed.
So he's always kind of like stopping and going.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be cute, but again, that's just me talking. Another champion that they're talking about working with is Victor. Victor is one that they say they have a lot of ideas for that we haven't seen yet. but they've mostly said due to the testing they're doing with Darkin, with Aatrox specifically, and another unreleased champion, they've had to shelve Victor for a little bit until they can get more people testing the build. However, changes are on the way for Victor, so this is very exciting news for me.
As well as Heimerdinger, they've announced that they're still working on him right now.
Yay!
But it's still tentative, and we'll have to see when actually stuff happens. We always like when champions get a new, fresh coat of paint, except for when their lore is changed.
Exactly. Another set, we kind of talked about this earlier, Irelia and Shyvana, as well as a few other champions. They want to look at them. They're not exactly high priority, but they're working on changing the items again very soon. So they kind of want to put them off a little bit until the item rework is put in place. It's a very early time to be talking about an item rework. We just had one, and apparently didn't pan out too well.
No, they weren't happy with the final.
Weird. It's like itemization is all wrong.
But in other really big news, the EU and Korean servers both were hit hard with massive disconnections and server problems. The Korean side, it was so bad that they, for a limited time, were just giving people that were dealing with the problem free Silent Night Sona skins.
What?
Yeah. I was reading this on the forums, how people were so pissed about it on the general discussion. But yeah, they had the opportunity to get the Silent Night Sona skins. And honestly, if you're going to do that, the US servers have been having disconnection problems as well. It's been a common thing, and we've been seeing for a while. So they might as well take a good hard look at their servers and probably switch to another thing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is in light of what they're talking about in other news is they're trying to launch a Brazilian server, a Latin America server, like within the next couple of weeks, and they're having these horrific issues. They really need to just take a step back and look at their hardware.
Yeah, I apologize for my clicking. It's going to be Mexico and the top half of South America, and then the bottom half of South America. Both are going to have their individual servers to it. There's going to be free transfers to it, as well as a lot of different perks to it. So,
well, that's cool. I mean, yeah, like I said, having a lot of hardware issues, Korea especially, and EU. I mean, that's a huge area, and Korea is a huge demographic for them. Almost, Dota has been growing really fast.
Yes,
and so it's kind of edging their North American market quite a lot. So really, League has to really kind of put their bets on their Asian market, because there's a lot of other MOBAs that are edging them out right now.
Because we got the DC one coming out here,
one
sir.
Coming out?
Isn't there a Marvel one coming out too?
Oh, I'm sure.
There's, we
have Heroes of New Earth. We have things, and Dota. And
Heroes of New Earth is actually creeping up, like back into the scene.
It's crazy. And then there's all kinds of other smaller MOBAs, like what's the one with the ancient gods? Smite.
And then you've got ones like Awesome Knots, which are right now just brought up from
consoles and stuff like that.
I just went on a Humble Bundle, so now people will be putting money into getting skins and stuff for that game since they already got it for free.
So League has to be really careful about these servers going down, because those are their two big markets right now, is Eastern Europe and Asia. I mean, that's huge for them. So they can't be offending their audience.
It's hard to support a game that isn't on all the time.
Exactly. I can't spend my riot points if I can't log in.
But we'll give you more riot points. That doesn't solve my issue. I have so much money but nothing to spend it on.
I guess I'll go buy some more stuff in PlanetSide. Jeez. Either way, it's interesting news. Hopefully they get their hardware together, because, like we said, if you don't have a product available for someone immediately, they'll go somewhere else. I mean, with things like Steam and Origin, but all kinds of stuff is available. People can go to it in a second. They just have to download it.
And there's more things coming out right now that are microtransactions. You've got Scrolls that's just hit beta. Ooh. Scrolls just hit beta from Mojang, which looks incredible, by the way. I do want to check it out. As well as Hex, which is another game that just got kickstarted, and that's going to go into beta in September.
Neat.
So there's a lot of options for people to go to that want to play a free-to-play game that has microtransactions.
Either way, this is a big stumble for Riot, and they got to figure it out.
Stumbling down the stairs.
Exactly.
And that's really about it for major news. Like we said, there might be stuff coming out this weekend or during E3, so we got to keep an eye on that. We'll kind of post it on the Facebook page with updates, and then we'll go into it more as the week progresses.
If you guys want to check out all these red posts in detail, you can check them out on the general forums at leagueoflegends.com or check out the roundups at surrenderat20.net. Both very great resources. Check them out, read anything we didn't miss, and let us know.
We're going to be moving on to our own section here. Our first question this week comes from Master12, and he asks, who do you guys think should get the next ultimate skin, like Pulsefire Ezreal? And why should they deserve the skin?
This is one I've been debating in my head for a long time. I always push for my favorite champions, but thinking realistically, the champion that's probably going to get it is either A, going to be one of the battle cast guys they've hinted at, B, it's going to be one of the new either Stormforge or Bioforge characters, or C, it's going to be based on one of the super meta golem champions right now, one of the really, really popular guys.
The one that's going to get... Because this is going to be a, what, $30 skin?
Oh, yeah. So it's definitely... I think it's going to be a top lane fighter. Maybe an AP carry like Elise.
Yeah.
Or Diana, I think, is probably going to get the next amazing skin because they just wanted to sell.
I honestly just want a very nice skin for Taric. Taric or Udyr. Both of those characters are probably on the lower spectrum of skins.
Well, Udyr just needs to not look like crap.
But honestly, you could do a lot with Udyr and his shifting. Like, actually have full-on animations where he's like shift, like, because right now the animation is just like something that glows on top of him. He can like shift into that form, and he's like more animal than man, and like
he turns into a turtle.
Just goes on all four, like he would go on all four and like grow a shell out of his body or something like that. That'd be kind of cool to see. Or you have Taric where he's just super fabulous and like in Prada and like his gems come out of a purse.
I hope he's black in that skin.
You don't know what would pay for a black skin.
Gems.
But honestly, I would love to see a new skin for both of those. They honestly would deserve something very nice for the fact that the last skin came out from was almost a year ago. Gems.
I mean, Udyr... This is how bad skins for Udyr are. Udyr has a skin that's basically what his model rework should have been. Primal Split Udyr.
And then you've got Black Belt Udyr, which is just
brown with Riot logo.
Exactly.
It's like, oh...
And the thing is, though, he's not a bad champion, and he's not an underplayed champion. He's a very well-played champion.
Either way, we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be an AP fighter or a top laner that gets it next.
We'll see.
Next question comes from K. DeJure. He says, what is your opinion on champions only coming out with one skin?
We talked about this...
another for a long time.
We talked about this a while ago with... when it actually happened. Every now and again we do mention it, but we never really actually like got our full opinion on it. I am kind of leaning on the side of having choice, where having different flavors of skin would be nice. I don't care if they're higher quality, as they are coming out with some champions, because, you know, when Urgot would come out, or when Sona would come out, we had two choices. You had either the Pentakill one, which was like a darker themed, or you had like a bright white clean skin.
Or her normal skin.
So you had three different palette choices of colors. Now we have, like, Zac, green or purple. You know, it's like...
Cassandra, black or blue.
Yeah, exactly. It's just... Yeah, there's no particle effects, and there's a lot of changes to it, but it's...
Yeah, they've said specifically, they said, we want to emphasize higher quality in the release skin. And I have yet to see that higher quality. I maybe saw it with... Jace's release skin.
Jace's release skin was good.
Draven's release skin. But when I look at things like Blightcrown Various and the Darius skin and Zac and Syndra, I don't see it.
And it doesn't encourage me to buy a bundle because it's like, I don't like that skin. Why do I want a purple skin when I can just pay RP and get Zac at a normal price?
Yeah.
And it's just like, what's the point? But that's just us kind of wanting more variety and getting more choice, because when you wait for a champion, you're kind of wanting more out of them.
Yeah, but as far as my opinion goes, I think if they genuinely stuck to their mission statement with the way they're releasing it, where they were releasing high-quality skins that really reflected the champion, I'd be okay with it. But so far, that has not been the case. And that's it for questions this week. We love questions. We try to answer at least 2 every week. If you have a question for us about the show, about what we do, about what projects we're doing, anything really, we're happy to field them. Please submit the questions to our comment section below. Send it to our email at spastigaming@gmail.com or post it on our new Facebook And we'll look into answering it as soon as we can.
We love hearing from you guys. It is like the greatest thing ever is when you actually talk to us, get involved, and we want to see that more coming out of you guys. If you can muster up the niceness and let us.
Or no, I mean you can be mean. I don't mind.
No, I don't want mean people.
Be mean to him. He deserves it.
I do all the work.
Is Benaxis?
No, we're not ending it like this.
Is Benaxis?
No.
Is Benaxis?
And what is me?
And I am the greatest.
No, you're not.
Shut up, nerd.